I'm your host, Elizabeth, and this is For the Talkers. Hello, talkers, and happy Thursday. I'm your host, Elizabeth, and today I am joined by my partner and fiance, Grace, and we're going to be hopefully laughing a lot with you guys today. We are in a season of gratitude, the Burr months, I heard them called, and I keep calling them, where I just feel like there's an extra little sparkle going on, and it's just a good time to be with family and to remember the things that we're grateful for. And we will end with a book review. So stick around for that. We read One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, I'm going to assume. That's kind of it. Hello, Grace.
Hello, hello.
I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No, just happy to be here, and I did not read the book.
So I will be going solo on the book review.
So I do just want to put that out there. Not that anyone will be that sad, but I'm just saying.
Grace's reading era lasted like 6 months.
Yeah, she kind of left the chat and never came back. So we're working on it.
Maybe the new year. Y'all picked some great books for New Year's.
True. I know. I started with The Silent Patient.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's honestly what kicked it off.
All right. If we have any more therapist-esque books.
I don't know. I need to find the right book. I did save a TikTok that said, stop your reading drought. I wasn't able to put these books down.
Yes.
So I did save that.
Amazing.
So
perfect. So let's do our happy, funny, sads, and then I'll kind of explain what we're gonna say today. So can we go like happy? So my happy is that I really like all of my new coworkers. My company is kind of growing rapidly, and so they're creating positions and filling positions, and I've really enjoyed all my new coworkers. So it makes you really happy. Had some really nasty ones, so it's been really nice to have people that I get along with.
Yes. You can take this out, but you could play a game. The nasty coworker was on an episode. You should see which one it is.
No.
My happy was just Thanksgiving. It was fun to see both sides. Like I got to see my family and see your family. And since I've been working Saturdays, I haven't been able to see our nieces and nephews a lot. And so it was really fun to like finally hang out with all the family and whatever. So that was my happy. It was just Thanksgiving.
It was really fun. Really good food, lots of games, good kiddo time. It was good. It was a good visit. Got to do JoJo's, my sister. My sister, just older than me. She's so nice. She lets me do her nails. I'm definitely not a professional at it yet.
Darcy's been your like guinea pig since day one.
Yeah. And I've given her some rough. Oh my God,
JoJo had to hold on.
Yep.
She'll be the first one to get a set when you get licensed.
Yes, 100%. Okay, my funny. I don't know. This is so funny to me. So I'm weird and odd, and I get very fixated on things. So like if I really like something, I'm going to really like it. And somehow it's literally like I've only seen it at gas stations, but it's called like it's labeled as beer salt, but it's just salt, and then it's flavored that they have like a lemon and a lime. I'm meant to do like a rim on a drink. Oh, no, I'm just going to eat it, actually.
She'll just munch on it like candy, you know.
I'll just like pop the tab and like have a little sprinkle. Anyways, I got it in high school and I just loved it. And I saw it the other day in the Maverick. So it's been on our kitchen table for a while. And I don't know. It's just funny to me and I love it.
It is pretty funny. I would agree. It's
so if you like lime and really salty and really sour, you might enjoy some lime salt.
Yep. Well, and Elizabeth and I were talking about this earlier. Elizabeth is very much a like small doses person. Like, so it's just funny to watch you like open it, take a tiny bit, and then put the lid right back on.
Yeah.
Open it, tiny bit, lid back on. Like multiple times.
Drop.
Yeah. I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
My funny is, and hopefully I can like set the stage to make it actually funny. So for Thanksgiving, my grandparents had a puzzle out that was like 500 pieces. And you could tell my grandpa really tried, but there was only like 4 little spots put together and then the border. Yeah. So he tried.
Yeah. And then, he told everyone when they walked, I did the border.
Yep.
I got the edges done.
And then my family, not a puzzle family. We struggle. We don't do that. Well,
and for any of my family listening, very different.
Our family's very different. So we were all hanging out downstairs playing ping pong, and guess what Elizabeth was doing? Oh, don't worry, just the puzzle.
Hyper fixated, and I
Would not leave the table.
I didn't realize it was so nice. I had it to myself. It's so hard when you puzzle with 5 sisters who are smart, and they all have all the pieces, and mom is like going on this, and it's like, well, I just feel stupid. I can't do any of it. So
it was multiple things funny. 1, that you were fixated on it. 2, the amount of comments from my family members. It was like every like, whoa, dude. And then my grandpa's like, whoa. And then my grandma's like, oh, like everyone that went by just had to comment on it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny. And then today I went and saw my grandparents, and the first thing my grandpa showed me was the complete puzzle.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was cute and I forgot to tell you this. I also, when I was walking out, saw 3 new purchase puzzles. So
Yay.
I'm guessing that you will be the one to do those.
Amazing. I can't wait. Perfect. So my sad, kind of random.
We need to change the order of happy.
I know. It's like laughing. Okay, now
I'm depressed. Okay, so here's that.
Mine's simple today, but I am so sad that I did not build the habit of flossing my teeth as a kid, because I feel like when you're a kid, that's the time, like your brain is squishy and it can do a lot of things. And mine chose to think that flossing was stupid and pointless, and it's not. And now my teeth hurt, and I'm really bummed out that I hate flossing. And
remember when you went to the dentist, and the dentist said, so we call this a flossing cavity?
He said not to like just really shame you right in this moment, but that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, I've had like 20 root canals, so at least you're not there.
Yeah, but that's my sad. Simple.
My sad is that it's also simple and not that heavy. We were playing card games today, Elizabeth and I lost every single round. Literally, I'm not even kidding. We played Skip-Out, lost. Played Quicks, lost. Played Speed, lost. Played Spot It, lost. Like, I'm not even kidding. L after L after L after L. Good thing I'm not really a sore loser. I'm really not. But it was like, okay, really? Like, I couldn't have one.
Right. I was going to say, I'm very grateful for a partner who doesn't get butthurt about things. So,
well, and it was great because then Elizabeth was in a great mood because then she was winning every round.
Well, win-win, because guess who is the sore loser?
Yes.
Amazing. So,
like I said.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I just said.
Yeah, I have my headphones on, and so I hear a lot different of what Grace hears. But like I said in the intro, season of gratitude, and I wanted to do this episode for Thanksgiving Day, but y'all, people have been canceling on me left and right, and so had to jostle.
We've been busy.
Yeah.
Been busy.
So had to jostle up the schedule a little bit, but I hope everyone enjoyed their holidays. Thanksgiving feels weird. It feels icky a little. Feels odd that we still celebrate something that we know is maybe not
the
worth
origin of it
celebrating. But I am very much grateful for time with family, and like I said, just like a time to be more grateful and more aware and more giving. And me and Grace recorded this episode last year as well, and we just are coming up with kind of silly, niche, specific, random things that we're grateful for because, of course, the top of the list 100% is family, friends, a place to live, our cars, all those things that, every day goes by. And I'm so grateful that I have all the opportunities and resources that we do, and we're very privileged, and I'm very grateful for that. And that's not very fun to listen to.
Hear me talk about so they're gonna make it funnier.
We came up with a fun list, and I've been pretty adamant that Grace can't share hers with me because
this is true, and I've tried to, and she just plugs her ears.
I say no, I want to be surprised. So we're gonna kind of do a little back and forth here to share some things that we're grateful for, and I'm gonna start with when you come home to your house and you forgot you cleaned.
Oh, that is a great.
It's spotless. It smells good. It's been a long day at work. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Very grateful.
That is great. That's starting us off hot. I said I'm grateful for the play from beginning button on Netflix. Do you remember the VHS days? And you're sitting there clicking rewind, and you're watching that.
And if you're trying to get to a specific spot and you're rewinding too far, and then you gotta fast forward, and it's just a
nowadays with streaming services. And I get what I sound like because anyone I was born in the 2000s. I'm very Gen Z, so I recognize that. But I'm just saying, kids now with these Disney Plus and these Netflix, they just start from the beginning. They just click whatever episode they want. They just be
commercials, nothing.
They don't even know what I don't actually. If you said the word cable to some kids, like cable TV, they'd be like, huh?
Huh?
Like,
What's it?
do I go to Hulu for that?
Yeah.
So.
Is that a series?
Yeah.
No. Okay, my next one was, you're going to know how much I'm grateful for this. When you put together an outfit and you put it on and it's great. And it's great and you love it. Yeah. Okay. So I was going to say, even specifically, if you've like thought about the outfit, you're like not even in your room like picking it, but you're like at work or driving and you like need to.
This is a personal experience.
All my ADD gals out there will get it. So, and you're like thinking about what you're going to wear, and then you get home and you put it on. It's win. It's a score. Yep.
Match the plans in my head. They're both congruent.
Yep. Perfectly. Well, because on the flip side of that, nothing's worse than when
you think you're going to eat.
Trying to find an outfit and you just can't.
No, the worst is when I go to bed at night and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to wear this. And then I put it on. I'm like, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Like, what? I have such a full closet. Why is this happening?
Yes. My next one is the auto code fill in when you're doing the verification. So if it's like, type in your 6-digit code. I haven't typed a 6-digit code in months because my phone does it for me.
It's so nice.
It like pulls it automatically.
Yeah.
So grateful.
So grateful.
So grateful.
Period. This one's kind of sweet, but for reference, me and Grace have been kind of keeping track of things as they've popped up the last couple months. So I'm very grateful that I had someone teach me how to do makeup. First of all, I wasn't allowed to wear a lot of makeup, and I also just didn't, I guess. And then I started doing the musicals and the plays at school, and you have to wear like even
a lot.
Yeah.
You're on stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like way more dramatic. And my school, anyway, so
moving on.
So I like just had this memory. I was doing my makeup the other day and I had this memory. This girl, seriously, she drove me to Richfield and we went to Walmart and we picked out some makeup and she helped me like do the skin match and everything, and then helped me kind of like know how to do it. Cause like I just didn't even know what foundation was, like nothing. And so I was very grateful for that. That was so sweet.
And like, I didn't know if I heard that story.
I know.
That's sweet.
Yeah. And I can't remember all the details, but like she definitely didn't have to do that. There were kind of like a committee of people that did hair and makeup, and she wasn't a part of, like she was in the play.
So this was like her personal, like I see you and I want you. That's cool. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. So that was awesome. Cause I like had probably brought some of my mom's makeup that I just like,
she's like, girl. Yeah. No, not working around here.
Well, not to flex or brag, but I got a lead in the play every year. So even as freshman year, I had lines. I was like out. So like it was, I think she was more aware of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said Walmart Pay and Apple Pay. They have saved my tails so many times where I don't have a card on me. And just modern day technology. I'm just grateful for it. It's nice to be able to just stick my phone in a card reader and pay for our groceries. Like that's crazy.
Right. I just can't even imagine still having to carry around like cash and coins.
No. Cash? Never heard of her.
I would be so poor because I would lose all my money. Like literally. No, like growing up, I lost so much money because my grandparents, anytime they did like a present or whatever, it was cash. Gone, ran through the washer, whatever.
Should have just surrendered it to like your mom or something.
Can you deposit those? Yeah. Okay. I am so grateful for this time of year that you can keep a chapstick in the car.
I literally had that thought today. I saw the chapstick in the car and I was like, oh my goodness, how nice that we don't have to take that out.
Yes. Oh. Yes. So okay. Because love the summer. She's my girl. But we're looking for the grateful things for the winter months. And that is definitely mine. In Utah, I feel like we have a pretty big window of chapstick being able to be in the car without being
because
demolished.
Then March hits and then it starts melting. April hits and you're like, crap, gotta take out everything.
But I am like a chapstick fiend.
See, and wait, piggybacking off of that, we are officially reaching the season. I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for this. We're reaching the season where it's cold enough where I can open a Red Bull before getting on the ski lift, go ski, and then come back and it's still cold. It's even more cold and it's beautiful because in the summer it's terrible. So gross.
Amazing. That's perfect.
My next one is just that we live by cute duckies. Oh my goodness. Ducks.
I heard Dougie's. I was like, is that a store?
You're like, never heard of her.
Yeah.
No, ducks. Like it's so fun. They've flown away or whatever for winter.
Whatever they be doing.
Yeah. But it's so fun. Like when we pull into the apartment and you just see little duckies, and we literally have signs that say duck crossing in our apartment. It's so cute.
Yes, they are like the sweetest. The next one that I'm very grateful for, you will have no appreciation for.
Pickles. And when they crunch.
No, this time I'm very specifically grateful for the stuff that is also in the pickle jar that's not the pickles that you get to eat at the end, and other people probably don't, but I love it. And it's like, it's not in like a regular, like it's going to be from the pickles that are like refrigerated or homemade. You got cloves of garlic, you've got okay, that's all I can think of. But
whatever the yummy is in
yeah, or like celery, like just random things, whatever. I love to eat those. They are amazing.
Yeah.
Full of flavor, and like especially garlic, it's not like super garlicky at that point, so then it's just yummy.
Okay, not relatable, but happy for you. Mine, and you will relate to this, is just Dr. Pepper cream zero Dr. Pepper cream or whatever. I don't know the order. Oh,
doesn't matter because I drink it in 5 seconds because it's so delicious.
Not true. You drank a flat Dr. Pepper from yesterday.
See, this is why I can't have a co-host, because they'll be like, no, nothing.
Actually,
you're saying.
Straight lies. No.
Dramatic. But yes, I will drink a soda flat the next day. No problem.
This is true.
But very grateful for Dr. Pepper Zero cream soda.
Yeah, and the coconut cream one too. They never have it, but it's super good.
Yeah, they don't ever have it. I am so grateful when you go a whole day and your no-show socks don't slip down once.
That is so underrated. Also, I don't know if that's ever happened to me.
I've had a few days where I get home and I'm like, I didn't have to fix that one time.
It does happen with the stance socks.
Yeah.
The stance stay up, yeah.
We stand on the stance.
This is true. We make a stance for stance. Anyways, the look that I'm getting from Elizabeth right now. So valid. My next one is when you go to the grocery store and the first avocados that you pick are perfect.
You don't have to be groping the whole basket of them.
Yep.
Amazing. Queen. Yes, that is a good one. I'm grateful for air fryers. I am so grateful.
We use ours
air fryers
multiple times a day.
Yes.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, not even exaggerating.
Reheat lunch leftovers in the air fryer. Make turkey bacon
in the air fryer.
Yes. And specifically, I was having a conversation about how much we love air fryers with my coworker, who is a like male in his, I don't even actually genuinely have no idea how old he is, but he's so sweet and so funny. And like he has pizza every day for lunch. So we were
every day king.
I mean, I don't see him every day, but pretty much every day. Oh, and a Coke Zero. Zero. And yeah, so we were talking about air fryers, and I was saying that our company needs to get an air fryer in the break room that like needs to start. Oh yeah.
Gunk. I don't know.
Our
maybe liners, temporary liners.
I'm gonna. What's that word? Propose. I'm gonna propose that to someone.
You should, Laura, facilities manager.
Nice.
Anyways, I am grateful for Costco samples. So grateful.
We had the yummy, and yeah, it's great because I'm like, I don't want a bag of that.
Right.
But we had this like little toffee sample.
Oh, yum.
Licking my fingers after that one. That one was so delightful. I'm grateful for flowers/bouquets, specifically when they last longer than you anticipated.
Costco flowers.
Like nothing better. It's like a month later, weeks later, whatever, and the bouquet is still thriving. It's amazing.
I think actually the best flowers I've ever had were when you got me flowers when I had COVID. Yeah. Those lasted like 3 weeks.
We weren't dating, right?
Nope. I got flowers from Elizabeth and we were not dating.
I got flowers from Grace like 3 weeks into knowing her.
Elizabeth and I talked about this. We've basically been dating since the day we met, but without saying that we're dating. We've literally been in love since the day we met.
Literally. That's so funny.
Next up, heated seats in cars. So
Stunning.
Grateful. So grateful.
Yeah, huge difference maker. People with attitudes that are like super open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely not one of those fully. Like I would love to be, but like the people that are just like, it's like you are just a blank slate. Like
right.
I could say
That is
anything
very
and you would be
refreshing.
open to it, right? Like it's not that you don't have your own personality, but you're just open to literally any other possibilities.
Right. Yeah, I like that a lot too. Next up for me, pebble ice. That like in a Stanley doesn't melt.
Yes.
Keeps the soda great. Like pebble ice for the win.
For the win.
I can just do mine over and over if you want.
No, just do rapid fire.
Rapid fire?
Yeah.
All of them?
So I have 3 more. Well, no, I want to talk about this one first. So I'm grateful for, you're going to love this, boxes that you can like, okay, think about like a soda can box. How it has like the little thing on the corner that you like punch in and then you can like rip it open. When you have one of those and it perfectly rips
like
on
effortless. Yeah. Because how many times is it like scraggly?
Yes.
Like, so many.
Yeah, you like rip it and whatever. And I also really emphasized that they are boxes that you can punch open. Like I'm very grateful for that because anytime there is a box that like has something like that, like
you are getting in there.
Yes. Yes. I'm trying to think what made me write that down. There was definitely a box that had that, but I can't remember what it was. All I can think of is soda boxes.
Well, soda's a good visual, at least. Next up for me, leftovers that taste better the second day.
Stunning.
Like beautiful.
Stunning.
Gorgeous. Love it.
Okay, Grace was way more prepared than me, so I have a couple more, and then she has a bunch to list off. So my last ones are how jeans fit after they've been washed. Chef's kiss, so nice. And when you go to unload the dishwasher and every single thing is perfectly clean, perfectly dry.
Okay, that's up there. Because I opened the dishwasher today and it was stunning. All the glasses were clean.
Yes.
Even like the cutting board was clean.
Yes. Yeah. This is it. This is it. I don't even mind unloading. I'd love to unload this actually.
I mean, not relatable, but my next one, when you're getting gas and it stops on an even number. $38 even.
When it just stops right there. Yeah. So I'm the queen.
Yeah. Right. I run this world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything bows down and caters to me.
Next one, I'm just going to say, and then we're just going to move right on because everyone in the world should know. Sabrina Carpenter. Okay. Next one, when you pop popcorn for the perfect amount of time that there's no kernels left, but there's nothing burnt.
Has that ever happened to you?
Wow. Stunning.
You're making some popcorn tonight. Do we even have popcorn?
No.
We're going to the store and then you're making me popcorn.
Oh, yeah. We're getting some Dr. Pepper too. Next one, when your shampoo and conditioner bottles run out at the same time.
Don't. For me, it's like every 3 bottles of conditioner. But yes, slay.
Oh, this is up there. This is up there. When you beep, beep, boop, put in your card info, beep, beep, boop, touch the number on the vending machine, and what do you get? 2 snacks instead of 1. That happened to me at work 2 days in a row. Stunning. Love it.
Literally.
Next one, when you put a USB into your computer first try. I feel like I can never do that, no matter what way the USB is.
You're like, so it has 2 sides? Why have I tried this 12 times?
Exactly. Band-Aids. Just very grateful to have Band-Aids.
Grateful.
Oh, a very satisfying back pop. Like when you like...
Especially when it's like not even intentional.
Yes.
You're just like kind of like doing something and you go...
And it's like...
Aligned.
Yes.
Like,
Everything's
my
better.
chakras just place themselves.
Yes.
Amazing.
Your what just placed themselves?
Your chakras.
I'm not a medical brain.
That's yoga. It's like...
I'm not a yoga brain.
You just... Yep.
I'm just...
Yep.
No.
You're not a
moving
geek
on.
like me.
No, I'm grateful for home-cooked meals. That's up there. So grateful for chubby baby fingers. Like when just like you're holding a baby's hand. First of all, it's so soft. Second of all, when their fingers are just so chunky and their fingernails are so tiny. That is adorable. So grateful for that. And then last one, I feel this one to my bones. I have said this a million times. I'm sure I've actually said it on the pod. I want a stats line of everything that I did in my whole life. One thing that I'm so insanely grateful for is Spotify Wrapped. Because all the stats that I want, I get. I need a Spotify Wrapped, but for my life.
Yes. Give me everything.
Yes. So I love my Spotify Wrapped. That's something that I'm very, very grateful for.
Amazing.
And I think that's the end of my list.
Awesome. That's perfect. Remember to be grateful. It unfortunately does work. It just, my mom, honestly, probably one of like the biggest lessons that she like very intentionally wanted to teach us was, or at least for me, I guess I shouldn't speak for everyone, but for me, was what you look for, you'll see. And that was something that was so like,
Mama.
it's true. Cause like, if I was having a problem with someone, it's like, well, yeah, but you think that they're mean. So of course, everything they do, it's like, see, that's why they're mean. Like I literally can remember having those conversations.
You wrote a narrative. It's really easy for people to fit in the narrative that you write.
Literally. And
or vice versa. You wrote a narrative and they didn't fit it, but you wrote it and didn't tell them.
Yeah. And regardless of how well it fits, there's always going to be something that they're doing that you can be like, see, that's proof.
Exactly.
Whether it really is or not.
Right. And you're looking for it. Exactly. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So when we look for things to be grateful for, of course, there's going to be more things that it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for that. And grateful people are happy people. And who doesn't want to be more happy?
Yep. Heard. Second.
Happy holidays, and thank you all for being here. I'm so excited. We're almost to a new year. I've got some good episodes for the rest of December, and yeah, I'm kind of excited for December. It's gonna be a really fun month. Everyone say goodbye to Grace as we transition to the rest of our episode today. We are going to do a quick book review for One Dark Window, which was our November book club read for the readers.
Thanks for having me, talkers. It was fun to share some gratitude. Keep listening, keep doing your thing, read the books because I don't. Yeah, love you. You matter, and look for things to be grateful for.
Period. Okay, so we're gonna start right into our overall rating of the book, and it averaged about a 8.5. I guess I should kind of explain what the book is because I hope a lot of people listen, even if you guys didn't read the book, because this is super fun. So this was, okay, I'll read the like little, I don't know what it is, catchphrase maybe. And also the main character's name is like a few letters from my name. So Elspeth needs a monster. The monster might be her. So it's a fantasy all about magic, and I am not really into book talk right now, which is kind of like the TikTok books that are really popular. I'm not super in that right now, but from what I've heard and what I've read from the reviews is that this is like a pretty highly rated book. And I think almost everyone and I would agree that this book highly meets expectations. I'm also going to add in right here, there will be spoilers. I'm not like filtering anything. So if you haven't read it and you would like to read it and you don't want it to be spoiled, just keep that in mind. So yes, our overall rating was like 8.59. Favorite characters were Elspeth and Ione, which stan both the female characters. The next question was, which elements of the story did you love or stood out to you most? And the ones that got voted most were the magic system and the eerie gothic setting. And 100% totally agree. This book had a phenomenal, just like setting. That's a great word. It was super eerie and like mysterious, but then it also had that fantasy and of course some romance in there as well. So the next question was, what moment or scene surprised you the most and why? And the first one that I wanted to share from a reader was, I love that it didn't have a happy ending for Elspeth. And I would agree with that. This is a series, so this was only book 1, but it's so refreshing when the end is unexpected and not necessarily like that happy ending that you would picture. And then I actually got a couple responses talking about there was a scene where they were under the influences of a magic card, and this card specifically was the chalice, and it's like a truth serum essentially. And it was a very intense scene, kind of started out light, and then you start, it's slowly building, and this listener said it had them really turning the pages. And this reader also really loved the part where the nightmare revealed himself to Raven, and I would agree that was so interesting. It was really, really interesting because this main character has this infection that then they kind of get abilities essentially, and for her, she has this, nightmare in her head, and I thought it was so interesting that other people also could use the nightmare card. And then towards the end, when, Raven is using it on her. I found that so interesting how that kind of could work together, where she had the same abilities and kind of powers and essence of this card that they were using, and it could like kind of intertwine. I thought that was really interesting. So the next question that I included in the review was, which character would you have liked to learn more about? And I am so happy we got varying responses. So obviously, this book was so well written and had amazing characters that everyone wanted to get to know more. And the first reader said Jesper. I love that she's a female destrier, and I think that's such a unique position to be in. Also, what would it feel like to have infected family members but not be infected yourself? And I love that this reader brought that up, because how fun. There's this like very traditional kind of like guards that are keeping, keeping the rules, right? It was a very kind of traditional group that they're not necessarily the good guys, but they're the guys that are why can't I think of words to describe what they do? I'm like picturing every movie. They're like the king's guards, right? So they're taking care of business. They are doing some good things, but they're just following orders, following rules. And yes, there was a female that was a part of that. So that was super fun and super refreshing. Another person said that they would like to get to know the nightmare more. Another said Raven, and another said Elm. And one reader made a good point that there were like a lot of characters that we really got to know super well. I feel like that's not necessarily the most common. So that was very interesting. And for me personally, I kind of had a hard time keeping up. I did a mixture of reading and listening, so I don't know if that affected it, but yeah, there were just a lot of characters, and a lot of them were like in families, and so they had the same last name, so I think that like played a piece too. But yeah, I really enjoyed all the characters, but there were definitely a lot to keep track of. The next question was revolving the magic that was in the book, and I thought it was cool, the things that people brought up about it. Really kind of had a lot up for interpretation, and in this story, magic had a price, and that was really interesting. And specifically in this series, the magic really, it could be used for good or bad. It kind of had that neutrality where, depending who you are and what you're going to do with it, it could be good or bad. But like the other reader brought up, like there was a price. There's always a price. And I think we're going to learn more about what that price is in the second book for more specific people. So then some extra thoughts from our readers. The first person said, this book was very magical. It reminded me of a fairy tale and gave me similar vibes to the books Ella Enchanted or Thief's Covenant. I also thought that they were not being subtle at all, looking for the cards or being highwaymen, so I was not surprised at all when they were found out. Overall, a fun read, and I'm excited to read the next book. It seems a lot of people online like it even more than the first. And I love that they brought that up, because I was gagged. They were doing some of the most riskiest, intense, like world-saving stuff, and it felt very planned, unnecessarily risky, not careful. And so yes, of course they got found out. However, it's a little annoying in books like this where they had been doing this kind of stuff for a long time before our main character joined their story and their kind of timeline. And so like it's just annoying where it's like, well, of course they get caught when she joins. But yeah, I'm curious if just how they were acting, like this reader said, like they were not subtle at all. So of course they were going to get caught. Another reader said this about Elspeth, the main character, which I think is great if you haven't read it and you want to. I really liked this book and I liked Elspeth. I usually don't like the protagonists in books like this, but Elspeth was down to earth and felt real. I also liked the romance between Elspeth and Raven. I don't always like hyped up books, but this one lived up to the hype. Another person said, I love this book. I gave it a 9 because it had me turning the pages, and I genuinely loved how unique the magic, the cards, and the characters were. But it didn't get a 10 because I had a hard time getting into it the first chapter, and then the amount of characters were difficult for me to keep track of. And I would agree. For being the kind of smaller book that it was like it was like almost too fast paced, but not super like interesting in the first bit, where this person's spot on, where I felt like there were a lot of characters and concepts and things going on at the beginning that it was kind of hard to keep track of. And I think the problem for me was like sometimes in books you don't know who you're going to need to keep track of. And so, characters come into the story and then they leave and so it's kind of hard to know who you have to keep track of. And so I would agree with that, reader. I'll say when I started it, I was hooked. Like I liked it from the beginning, but I agree it had some parts that were a little hard to get through, and overall like just you got to be ready to like really, I feel like the characters was the main thing. This magic system is very complex and I definitely don't understand it fully, but I think that's also part of what the author is trying to do. Like it's you're kind of finding it out as these characters are trying to make not solve, find a cure, essentially, like rid their place of the magic. And I think we'll learn more definitely in book 2, which I definitely will be reading. And I think there's a lot of mystery, but I think that partially that is intended. So there is our book review. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and we have picked the next 6 books that we'll be reading. So for December, we're reading Anxious People by Frederick Backman. And again, I think this book is also highly rated. So super excited to read that. And then make sure you check out Instagram to see the books that we'll be reading January through June. So thank you all for joining me today. So very grateful for all of my listeners. You guys, I wouldn't be here without you. This podcast means seriously so much to me. I'm so passionate about it, and we're growing, we're learning. There's lots of changes to come, but I am just so excited to be able to build a space of passion and safety. So thank you all for joining today. Remember to leave a rating and review if you haven't. It really helps out the show to get out to others. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, I can always be reached on Instagram or at my email for.thetalkers@gmail.com. So thank you all. Enjoy your holiday seasons and love ya. Thanks for listening. Remember to leave a rating and review, subscribe, and come back next Thursday for a new episode. And remember, you matter and what you have to say matters. So join me here with For the Talkers.